Hello, welcome again to Barcelona Solar Orchard Garden. Today is a very special day in our program because we are sharing our wonderful content today with UK. Thank you to the UK Earthly Delight Garden that is inviting us to share with their social media and other channels. Thank you very much to Camille Baker, that is professor in University for Creative Arts in UK, that is making this bridge possible. And as you say before, we have a wonderful program today. We have wonderful walls inspired also in the earthly delights. We have performances, we have lasers, and also later we have a big party, a party managed by glad scientists that will be very nice. And now I want to talk about Quintessence Dome Lab. Quintessence Dome Lab is a residence that we developed here in Espronceda last 3 weeks, inviting artists, international artists and local artists to work together in projects related with full dome projections, sensors and other technologies. And today in this video we are going to show two of the projects. One of them is one artist who comes from the University of Innsbruck, Studio 3 Institute for Experimental Architecture, and he will present to you in few seconds his wonderful work. Please, Lukas, come here. Lukas Kochendörfer, that is the artist that is now to talk about him first and after about the work. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Lukas Kochendörfer. I'm one of the artists in residence here at Espronceda. I'm, like Alejandro mentioned, a student of the Architecture Institute of Innsbruck, Studio 3, and part of the architecture collective Creative Fire. My work on my project is working with Hieronymus' most famous painting, the Garden of Earthly Delights. It's called Hieronymus' Garden of Digital Delights, Interpretations of Agus. And since we have built the dome here, it came quite natural, connected to the narrative of the painting, which is bound to a sphere and the flat earth, as it narrates the biblical story of the creation of earth and all the beings. So, as having a main topic of the sphere, covering multiple spheres inside of the painting, also being one of the most emerging paintings, I would say, of art history, or at least personal for me, it was quite natural to me to adapt that to a dome and then to a digital abstraction of it. Also why the subname is called Interpretations of Agus. And yes, that's mainly the reason. So the storyline of it, it's not an interactive one, it's more a piece to enjoy. You become, like I said, the part of the narrative. So when you close the triptych, it depicts God creating the earth in a sphere with a flat earth. So in the narrative of the projection of my artwork you're gonna see, you become the spectator, you become that being watching the world surrounding it. And yeah, pretty much that's the story of it. So hope you guys can enjoy it, and once again thank you very much for being at Espronceda. It's a wonderful experience, especially having like the exchange with the artists and the facility in general, and being able to spend some time in Barcelona as well. So thank you, Alejandro, thank you very much for Espronceda, and I hope we're gonna...
Thank you, Lucas. I have a question.
Yes.
Now we have this connection with UK. What you could say to the audience in UK that we will see this video about your work, about the possibilities to show it in the UK institutions or through UK channels?
Yeah, it was a lovely coincidence that it was connected to the UK and that there's even like a bigger audience to see it. And also having this medium of a dome, which is like quite immersive and not just the VR experience, which makes it great. And I really hope you guys can enjoy it. And also like, yeah, it's a great honor to have it not only linked to Barcelona and Barcelona, to have it linked as well to London and England, especially. Yes, it's quite nice. So yeah, it was a happy and lucky coincidence, I would say, to being able to present it to you and to present it not only to you but Barcelona as well. So I'm very grateful and thankful for that. Yes, and yeah, I don't really have much to say. I mean.
I have another question, an additional question. It's about the difficulties, the technical difficulties that, or perhaps it's not difficult, it's quite easy. Right? It will be good that you comment to the people who is watching if the project we are going to see, the complexity to work with, what are the tools, technological tools that you are using in the process of this work.
Okay. So the process, the way the world was depicted is, so first the landscape was formed by the interpretation of a 3D software, scanning the painting. So I took snips and bits of the painting itself, having it being interpreted by the software itself, and that abstraction of software kind of adapting to a two-dimensional medium like a human being would do in a museum or the Museum del Prado, where it's actually located. So that created the landscape and camera view. When you go through it, it's going to be like you merge in the painting or in scenes of it. So it's a mixture out of the depiction of the program and specific scenes that I have sculpted and rebuilt and brought into Unity. And so you will have the interpretation as being the landscape and its different layers of interpretation being a mesh, a map mesh, and of course the point cloud surrounding it. And then my personal interpretation and sculptural interpretation of not only the pieces shown from the front, more of like what's behind it, so you can engage and see parts of the painting you wouldn't see. And these structures built, they're bound to the growing patterns of the plants that are depicted in the painting. So not only are they based to the plants themselves, but only to the growing patterns which are with plant-based growing linked to the Fibonacci numbers. And so with this more scientific approach of the growing patterns, I link that to the sculpting of the objects themselves, the things that I couldn't see. So you will be able to see not only what's in front of you, so it's not like just a collage, no, it's a three-dimensional object, so you get the structural component of the parts and of course my adaptation of it as well, being part of the initiative, I say yes. Yeah. And well, I might just take you, huh? So, not ready? Yes. atmosphere. It's not really running at full capacity.
Dark. Like it's dark. No, it's quite light when we tried it.
Wonderful, Lukas. It's amazing the work you offer in this dome. We are transported to a wonderful environment that is inspired in the painting that you say that is in the Prado. That is amazing. Something that is so imagination, so provocative.
Thank you very
At
much.
the same time, I think your piece is mixing very well the sound and the images, the atmosphere that creates in the magic of the dome. Because I think what happens in this piece is the dome activate the magic of the digital creation. Perhaps you could say final words. What could be evolving this work? What do you think more? How you could improve or make more immersive, more sensual, sexual? Because it's many things that happens in this painting. Please tell us a little.
Of course, this is just a vast glimpse of the actual complexity and beauty of the painting, and there's so much more to explore. So this is pretty much a time-based result of what there could be, but just as in VR, or in this case a dome experience. It's like the immersiveness and possibilities there are. I think it's very worth experiencing more and trying it more out, going more deeper into it, and maybe even try with more components to the emergence, to heighten the emergence, like through synth and better, even closer sound environment. And there's a lot more to offer and a lot more to bring, and especially with a painting like that. This is just a scratch on the surface, because the painting itself has people bound to it has had them for centuries bound to it. So there's a lot more to explore in it, and I'm very happy to do so, I guess. Yes, that's pretty much it. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much, and thanks for your attention. Thank you.
And now we are changing to fantastic painting, to a wonderful experience that mix visuals, that mix performance, and sound tracking by sensors. I will introduce in a few moments the artists that are involved. In this case, there are 3 artists we cooperate for this piece. It's very good for us, because our concept of residency is not only bringing talented people to Barcelona, but also produce this cooperation. There are several minds that cooperate in a project. And in this case, it's the case of Wonders, is the piece that the 3 artists are creating for this dome today. And I invite first one of the artists, that is a performer. She is a cyborg activist, and she is an international artist, but now she's based here in Barcelona area. Please, Moon, came to the stage. Welcome, and I'm very happy that you are here to see your work in a few minutes. And now I want to ask to present yourself and present your experience during this project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm on Ribas, and I'm a cyborg artist because during a lot of time I've been uniting myself with technology in order to experiment movement in other ways. I'm also a choreographer and performer, so my art is based on movement. And in this lab, what I've been doing is I've been working with Felix and Ferran. Felix has created some sensors that I attach to my body, and then when I move, I create sound. And Ferran has made some visuals that the visuals react to the sound. And our exploration, my personal project, I've been working for a long time with earthquakes. So I explained this from the beginning. Like I had some implants in my body that were connected to online seismographs, and whenever there was some seismic activity in the planet, I would feel a vibration inside my body. For a long time I've been dancing through earthquakes, so whenever there was a seismic activity on the planet, I would move. And thanks to the Felix creation of Ferran, actually now I can extend a bit more this concept, not just movement, but also interacting, like reacting to movement and sound and visuals. And yeah, basically like what our aim in this process, it was also like to experience Earth and reality in other ways. So it's a bit of a journey, like from inside the Earth until from inside the Earth to space. So we started with lava, magma, then the earthquakes, and then we go up and we end up in a space if the technical concerns like allow us. And yeah, I think we will need a bit of minutes before the performance. But that's okay, no? It's just like now we need to warm up and set up everything. I don't know, Felix and Ferran, do you have time to do something? Okay. Then, yeah, I don't know. Like, if not, we can do, no? In like in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or do you present yourself?
Yeah.
I present it very
So, hi, I'm Felix Schoeller, and we built this system of sensors that can transform human gestures into movements. And this is Ferran Belda.
Yeah. So, I'm a creative coder from Barcelona, and we decided to join you out to prepare this project, and so mixing our knowledge and this.
So now I'm going to attach the sensors to Moon Fit. It's a system of accelerators and accelerometers and magnometers.
So it's an interesting workflow because we are using the data from the sensors to create generative audio and at the same time create generative visuals. So the dancer gets the feedback from the visual and from the audio that she is creating at the moment, and it's like a feedback that is happening in real time from the dancer, the music and the visual, and it's an interesting part of the performance also.
So, hope you enjoy, no? Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to let's prepare everything.
We need to plug the sound. So here the idea is to radically amplify the human perception action cycle. So human, as all living organisms, can detect change and they can create change. Here with technology, we at a very high level allow Moon to feel things from a distance and to do things from a distance. And the goal is to recreate these emotions, primordial emotions that we all experienced in the cave 50,000 years ago. And so that's why it's called wonders. And yeah, we hope that you experience this emotion from a distance, though that's unlikely because the real experience is happening here. Okay?
Thank
So
you.
now it's the whole thing, So where's the cable for the sounds? This one? Where's the cable for this one? So you can get in, and it will start in a few minutes.
It's an experiment, so I'm trying out that everything is working. Yeah, we're gonna wait for the sound to work. It's like we can have. It's gonna be short. It will be like. Think it as a demonstration of the possibilities that this could bring. Yeah.
We'll start at 8, so I'm going to invite people to sit around.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it, we'll start at 8, okay?
Oh,
So no rush.
So we start at 8. That's it. We start at 8.
Start at 8. On va commencer à 8h, donc on va attendre là.
Hello. It seems that the digital is acting also like the magic and the witches, and something's happened that there are a little problems. That means that we are now closing this session for the moment, and we will restart at 8 with everything ready for this performance. Thank you very much, and see you in a few minutes in YouTube. Thank you. Bye bye.